We're here at ITI USA. Could I please ask for your name, job role, and a little bit about the organization you represent?
Sure, my name is Cameron Nordholm. I'm head of product at AgentSync. We're a Denver-based company focused on building the new foundation for the insurance industry, specifically focused on solving for producer identity licensing and the entire array of data necessary to help carriers and agencies understand that their parts of their distribution are ready to sell.
What are you most looking forward to from today's event?
I've had an incredible experience here so far. The amount of networking, partnership opportunities, as a product person, being able to meet a lot of other vendors, carriers, agency partners, validate some of the ideas that we're working on, talk a bit about our roadmap, and of course share about things we've been building over the last year. It's been a really impactful event. We've been able to have a lot of conversations very quickly with some pretty important folks throughout the industry, including a lot of current and future customers.
It's a broad question, but what does insurance look like in a post-COVID world?
Yeah, I think that the post-COVID sort of framing of insurance, there's a big emphasis on, I see a stronger emphasis on privacy, in fact. The COVID has driven a transformation about the way we conduct business online. There's been such a push in Insurtechs and D2C. The need for privacy around the insured's data, I think has been an underappreciated fact up to this point. We made a huge leap from a distribution perspective if you think about the Insurtech landscape, but it's still built on a lot of I would say mapping of old, not data privacy first practices just into a digital workflow. And so I think an increasing focus on how do we not just recreate sort of the way the industry was in a digital workflow, but rethink fundamentally how we treat data throughout the entire life cycle, from quoting to binding to insuring to policy admin, et cetera. I think that's going to be, I think there's going to be a much stronger focus on that going forward, particularly as we see the risk profile really getting raised up, and it's only going to take one or two data breaches in this space before it becomes a kind of compelling notion to go and think about data privacy first.
At the start you mentioned the problems that your organization solved. Just how big are those problems and what are the biggest threats that come with the territory?
So one of the things that gets me excited every day about building at AgentSync is we're not specific to any particular line of business. We're not particular to any corner of the industry. We're solving really foundational problems, sort of architectural level problems for the industry, looking at the 54 different jurisdictions across the US and US territories, bringing into a unified view all of the data necessary to ensure that agencies and carriers can feel confident that they're ready to sell and compliant is a huge job. So the opportunity is massive. It touches every part of the industry. And to speak to the sort of digital transformation element, there's an amazing amount of amount of potential that we can unlock by unifying the back end of this data. So you think about data that maybe lives today in a CRM and a policy admin system and an ICM or commissions management platform, being able to unify identity and the data that backs the workflows behind all of those different tools, we get really excited about. It's a nerdy API-driven problem, but that's why we're here.
You mentioned all of those jurisdictions and regulations as well. Are regulators holding the industry back, do you think? There's a structural challenge, right? Insurance is, as an industry, is old. It's old because it's an essential product, right? So I think that regulators, for the most part, are trying to do the right thing. They're trying to stay on top of some of the industry trends, but like in any regulatory environment, there's always a bit of catch-up that's occurring. We see our role as, in a lot of ways, trying to provide a normalized sort of surface area that enables our customers to navigate those regulatory environments in a much more nimble way. So our software in a lot of ways focuses on abstracting away the inconsistencies that exist between the different jurisdictions so that we can help our customers be more confident, more compliant, and sell faster, or grow faster rather. And so yes, there is an element of I don't want to say that the regulators are holding them back. We're trying to help unlock that. And I think we also see a great opportunity through that process to partner increasingly with the regulators to identify opportunities to further normalize and speed up business throughout the insurance industry.
Looking forward then, what do you think the next catalyst for innovation is going to be in the insurance industry?
I think what we're seeing here at the event is a very exciting trend towards an API-first build mentality among all different parts of the industry. So, we've had some conversations over the last, I'd say, 5-10 years about how do we unlock and sort of move past legacy infrastructure. I see among the carrier space and the large MGA and agency space, I see a huge amount of progress that's occurring there. And what you're starting to see emerge, and this is where I see a trend, is companies being able to pick, to use APIs and off-the-shelf services with a lot of confidence and to really accelerate their go-to-market, because fundamentally they want to leverage the expertise of an entire company that's focused on this really specific pain point, this really specific area, and be able to integrate that using an API or a suite of APIs to grow it faster. The key to any business is differentiation. The limiting factor is usually capital. And so if you look at different participants in the insurance industry, they want to use that capital and invest it as wisely and efficiently as possible on differentiated areas. APIs and an API-driven ecosystem, again, that I think we see a lot of momentum towards here at the conference, enables them to do that and sort of laser focus on where there are areas of differentiation. It's also why we're really excited again about what we're building here at AgentSync, because we're focused on problems that affect data problems that affect every single carrier, agency and agent or producer throughout the industry. Kind of picking the lock on the producer data and agency data to provide a sort of common surface area for all those different participants, enables them to focus on growth, enables them to focus on differentiated consumer experiences, products, digital tools, etc.
My last question then is, should our audience look out for anything in particular coming from AgentSync in the near future?
Without disclosing our whole roadmap here, we today have the best platform for producer management in the market. We are going to be doubling down on that. So as I think about what our strategy is, taking what has been really incredible about our product and market today and making it more accessible. Again, APIs, platform approaches, enabling customers to build on top of the tools, the data, the analysis that we're doing. We see that as the future. And again, also the ability for us to partner with really smart, high growth other technology companies and potentially take our services, embed them, help them accelerate their growth as well. Those are things that you should be looking out for over the next, I'd say, 12 to 18 months from us.
Well, thank you so much for those insights and your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.